All right, folks. I'm still a little under the weather here, so if my voice starts to go after a while, that's why. But Golden Globes just wrapped up, and yeah, hmm, that was quite a show, huh? Yeah. All right. Well, let's see here. I've got of the 14 film categories, I got half of them. I got 7 out of 14, which is yeah, that's not great. I did much better last year. And there were a couple things. There was a one last minute change I made that did not pay off. A lot of other things I was just totally wrong on, and yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it here. So top off the charts there, the last war of the night was film drama, and son of a bitch if Bohemian Rhapsody was the winner. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I thought that was a fourth or a fifth place vote for this category. I think definitely Stars Born was more favorite to win this. Black Klansman had some power to it. Black Panther, I thought, ahead of those, ahead of Bohemian, but yeah, not quite. No. So I'd heard, through the grapevine that the Globes, HFPA, really responded to Bohemian, and I didn't heed the warning. So yeah, that one's on me, I guess, especially for actor, for Rami Malek to win that. Yeah, I guess he was ahead in that, I guess, according to a few odds makers too. Yeah. So does this mean Star is Born is done at the Oscars? No way, no way. Bohemian, it's been nominated everywhere it really has to be. With the exception of Critics' Choice, it's not up for Best Film there, but it is in the PGA list. I expect it to do pretty well at BAFTA. It qualifies for Best British Film, to my knowledge. Probably get Best Actor over there for the nomination at least. It could easily win that as well. It's got a lot going for it. Yeah, that BAFTA there, I can see it being not for director. Obviously, I think that's a whole nother ballpark. But I think everything but director could get nominated for over there, except for the supporting races. I don't think it's got anybody there viable. So I think Bohemian could be one of the more nominated films at BAFTA later this week. It'll do well there. It's not obviously is not going to get into DGA. The WGA is a possibility for original screenplay. I think The Favorite is one that did not qualify for that. So we've definitely got a spot there at WGA that it will not be that'll be vulnerable for The Favorite, and something else is going to take that slot. Yeah, and that's my big thing with this, at least in the race factor of determining who's going to win and all that. And I kind of warned on this in the last video. I said, but really at this point, the critics of Bohemian Rhapsody, not just formal critics like newspaper and all that, but people like me who, yeah, I was a little lukewarm on it. I didn't love it personally. I think Rami Malek was really good in it. I think the last half hour was spectacular. The Live Aid stuff was phenomenal, but the rest of the movie I thought was mediocre. Yeah, I didn't really. I thought I got a little bored with the whole rising and falling story of the band and everything that's been done to death, including in another nominee this year, A Star Is Born. So yeah, really, I think with the race factor, obviously that is the cliche parts of it and all that, and that affects A Star Is Born too. I think will be a critic to it, and also all we really have to say is, do we really want our Best Picture winner to have been directed by a pedophile? Pretty much is what Bryan Singer's been accused of, and all that. And really, if that word starts to spread, all of a sudden this movie will turn from a big thing like this into something else. If the right people get behind it and stuff. And I'm not dumping on the movie. I'm just saying that politics and all that really plays a part, especially when we get into this next phase of the race after we've had our first winners and stuff. And I think that was definitely a factor in Vigo's loss tonight for Green Book. His controversy, I think, sunk him, but also the fact that they wanted, Green Book already had 3 other prizes tonight. Christian Bale and Vice, they wanted to give Vice something, so I think that definitely helped Christian's case as well. And so I think, yeah, definitely that puts Bradley Cooper. He lost to Rami Malek tonight. I think that puts him down in the race. I still have Christian Bale out front, but I think Rami now takes that second place vote there. Vigo falls to fourth, I think, which I think I already had him pegged there in that race. But anyways, yeah. So Bohemian winning drama, that was a big shock for me. I just didn't think it would pull through. Only 2 nominations, but that was enough. That was enough, I guess. Okay, then Green Book won for musical comedy. Yeah, no genuine surprise there. I think that one already had it pegged. We'd heard through the grapevine that Green Book was one that the HFPA really responded to. Yeah, yeah. And then as far as the rest of the winners here, Glenn Close pulled it through for The Wife. I changed off of her at the last second, and it did not pay off for me. I'm so mad at myself for that. I could have stuck to my guns and really showed it off to the Lady Gaga fans, including a lot of other people around me pretty much everybody else in my house at least thought she was going to win too. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think, and definitely when we get to we'll talk about the acceptance speeches and stuff a little bit here too. I think Glenn's acceptance speech was that classic, tearful acceptance speech, talking about family, talking about her career, talking about her loved ones and all that, and how that kind of helped her in her performance and stuff. And I think whenever you mention that in an acceptance speech, that really helps your case. So I think her win here tonight, I don't think that means that she's 100% got the lock to win Best Actress, because definitely Lady Gaga can pull through. Olivia Colman can certainly pull through. She won here tonight as well. So, yeah. So it's not over and done with, but I think Glenn Close definitely is higher up. If people said she was maybe slipping to third place, I think this definitely bumps her back up. Yeah. So Gaga only took home song tonight, but which we had that one pegged. That's okay. Okay, the comedy prizes, the top prizes for film, actor, and actress, I all had those down. Christian Bale won, and Olivia Colman. And Christian Bale's speech was actually really good too, I thought. And Rami Malek's speech was also very good as well. Yeah, then the supporting races, I think those went to plan with Mahershala Ali for Green Book and Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. So I think that really pulled through there. Again, I don't think the race is over for Mahershala. This definitely, gives him an opportunity there, sure. But I looked at this more as an IOU factor for the fact that he had not won for Moonlight. So I definitely think people like Richard E. Grant in this category, I think he's the number one opponent there. I think he is one that Mahershala, I think if he wants to win this thing, he has to be looking over his shoulder for Richard E. Grant. Regina's win here was a good one. People can make the argument, and it's still true at this point. We'll see where BAFTA goes later this week. This is very reminiscent of the Sylvester Stallone race that year, where he ended up losing at the Oscars to Mark Rylance. So, and remember, Sylvester won at the Globes that year. And he also won a Critics' Choice. He was not nominated at SAG, where somebody else won. It was actually Idris Elba who won that year, and not Mark Rylance. But yeah, it was BAFTA that really determined the win there, I think, for Mark Rylance. So if Regina is not nominated there and somebody like Amy Adams comes up there, maybe Rachel Weisz could win there as well. Claire Foy is a possibility. I don't think she can win it, but I don't even have Amy getting nominated over there. I have Margot Robbie getting it in that slot, but the other ones I have in there. Let's see, what else do we got here? Director, Spike couldn't pull it through. It was Alfonso Cuarón. I don't think this is game over for Spike Lee, though. I think he can pull through if he gets a Critics' Choice or if he gets that DGA win. Then I think he can keep going. But this is definitely a point in Cuarón's corner, and and it does fit the pattern we have had of the 6 last winners for Best Director here at the Globes, with the exception of the Birdman year, where so it'd be 4 of the last 6 years here at the Globes. We've had a Mexican director win. Cuarón has won twice. Iñárritu has won once, and Guillermo del Toro last year. So that's 4 out of the last 6. And then with the Oscars, we've had in the last 5 years, or hang on, how did that work? And yeah, in the last 5 years, 4 of them have been Mexican directors. So it definitely fits that current climate that we've kind of had in that director's branch and everything with the voting and everything. Green Book won for screenplay. I did not have that one picked. I had The Favorite in there. So I don't think that means I don't know about that original screenplay race. That could be tough. I mean, yeah. We'll see. I think if Green Book suddenly now emerges as the best picture front runner, since we have Stars Born, kind of got knocked down a little bit after only winning Saw tonight. And we've got, Bohemian rising up, and The Favorite did not win in that comedy race. It was Green Book, which mostly everybody had Green Book, I think, tonight, but a few people were still sticking with The Favorite. But with Green Book there, yeah, that this is an opportunity for it to kind of come above. We'll see how it does at Critics' Choice and stuff. But if it can take screenplay and acting prize potentially with Mahershala and picture, that's what Moonlight had a few years ago. You can go back to even stuff like The Godfather and a few of those films, uh, where even if even Spotlight just had picture and screenplay, so it's that screenplay race is very important for helping you win. Now, of course, Shape of Water last year was an exception and everything, but yeah. Okay, and then yeah, original score went to Justin Hurwitz for First Man. I thought he was in second place for that to Mary Poppins Returns. So Mary Poppins actually got nothing tonight. We mentioned Shallow won for songs. That's Lady Gaga got her Globe for that, and that was the only prize that Star is Born won. Animated feature went to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So I think that one probably pulls ahead in that race at the Oscars too. Foreign language was Roma. Yeah, there was no surprise there. Anyways, yeah, so I liked going back to the speeches a little bit. I thought, yeah, Mahershala's was great. He always does a good job up on stage. Regina's was really good. Olivia was hilarious. Christian Bale had some good laughs in there as well as a good acceptance speech. Glenn Close, as we mentioned, very emotional for her at least, and I think that transcended into a lot of the audience there. Rami's was pretty good, and the the Green Book when Peter Farrelly got up there, he got pretty pretty angry when the music came up. Yeah, that was kind of fun to watch. The Bohemian one I wasn't paying as much attention to because I was a little shocked that it won. Yeah, Alfonso Cuarón, for his win for Roma, definitely with the current political climate, with the whole border wall shutdown thing, if we want to get into the politics of that I think definitely could help Roma win for at least that director race. I think no matter what, it's going to win that foreign language race. But I think it definitely also puts points in Alfonso Cuarón's corner there. Anyways, so yeah. Otherwise, what else do I have to say about the night? A lot of the TV wins, I guess. I don't predict those nearly as confidently as the film ones, but those I know there were a lot of upsets there and a lot of things that didn't go right. I got a few of them just for just voting for fun, really, on those. But yeah, those aren't as important to me. But I do know Sandra Oh and Andy Samberg, unfortunately, they did not. I don't think they hit with me. I didn't really laugh at a ton of their jokes. There were a couple good ones. There was the Kleenex joke about what do you call them? This Is Us, the trio that they had from This Is Us. That was pretty good. Couple in their opening monologue, there were a couple zingers that were decent, but overall, I wasn't really wowed by their part. Um, and yeah, Sandra Oh, I mean, for in the opening monologue to get really dramatic and to really go into the diversity thing and the uh, all that representation and all that, I thought that was a little, I mean, out of place. I mean, you just get finished with this big zinger, one-liners and all that, non sequiturs and all that, and then you go into that. It was a little rough transition. I felt like that would have been something that they did maybe after the first couple commercial breaks or something. I mean, by all means, yeah, she should be able to say that and everything. I'm not criticizing that at all. It's just the timing of it I thought was just a little off. But yeah, otherwise I thought there were some good messages tonight. It was nice to see Jeff Bridges win that Lifetime Achievement Award, and Carol Burnett winning on the TV side, I guess, for that new Lifetime Achievement Award. That was, I mean, she looks very good for her age and everything, and I think she's definitely, her speech didn't have to be, because I'm sure there's going to be some people that are going to be a little controversial about her speech because she didn't mention women enough, she didn't mention diversity enough, she didn't mention fuck, whatever enough. I'm sorry, but anyways, I thought there was a lot of that tonight, and there was a lot of it last year too. But I just feel like whoever's up there, let them say whatever they want to say. There isn't a quota. Not everybody has to mention that. I mean, if it's relevant to you, you feel like you need to say it, that you should be able to say it, and if you want to say it, go ahead. But for people to set these expectations that everybody has to mention diversity and trailblazers and women in film and diversity in film and all, it's not. I don't think it's a mandatory thing. But no, disagree with me where you will. But I thought her speech was very good, and I kind of mentioned it to the people I was watching with. I said she doesn't have to mention the fact that she's yeah, like I said, I'm still getting over cold here, but she doesn't have to mention thanks to all the women and the men, whoever that got me where she really blazed her own trail there. And I think, pretty, not to say every woman and everybody, owes it to her, but, definitely she was somebody who broke down the barriers and definitely made her own path there in television in the 60s, 70s, and beyond, really. So yeah, so I loved her speech, and I loved the fact they gave her the award and everything. That's great. I like Steve Carell's bit where he's like, the nominees are blah blah blah. I just really hope that it's Carol Burnett. That was good. That was good. Um, yeah, I don't know what else I really have to say here. The stuff that didn't go to plan. It was usually the second place vote. The real genuine surprise here was Bohemian Rhapsody. Definitely. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, I thought Rami was definitely in second place. Glenn Close was definitely in second place. Green Book, I was thinking was maybe down towards second or third somewhere there. Alfonso was definitely in second. Justin Hurwitz for First Man was in second place for me. I thought Spider Man was in second place for animated too. Um, yeah, so we're gonna have to see where Critics' Choice goes from here. They are a week from today, if memory serves. BAFTA nominations come out on Wednesday, very very early in the morning for me at least. Um, as in like 2 a.m. with the time conversion and everything. So I'll see where I go on that. Last year I was not able to do a live reaction to that. 2 years ago I was. So I'll see if I can get back to that this year. That'll just depend on the day. If I'm still really sick, I might just sleep in and just worry about that after they come out. Um, we mentioned, yeah, PGA's out. I think DGA announces here pretty quick. Let's see here. Award season calendar. I should have this pulled up here. I think if DGA is not this week, it's early next week. Just type it in here. Directors Guild, TV and documentary. Film nominations are this Tuesday, the 8th. Okay. And actually, the Writers Guild is tomorrow, so we're going to find out those tomorrow. BAFTA, as we mentioned, is Wednesday. Then we get into all the Guild Awards with visual effects. Makeup is later this week. Costume design is later this week, and all that stuff. SAGs are coming up the last Sunday of the month. Obviously, Oscar nominations come out on the 22nd. Yeah, and then from there, we're really in the home stretch. But yeah, so we'll see where the race goes from here. I think there's a couple races tonight that got maybe a little bit shook up. A couple races that I think uh, I don't think any of them really solidified, really. Not really. I think Best Actor is still going to be debated between Christian Bale and Rami Malek. I think that those two are definitely going to be ahead now. I think it's still a three-way race for that Best Actress, but I think Gaga can maybe pull through. If she wins SAG or if she wins Critics' Choice, or both, especially, then I think she can overcome the other two, but it might be tough to beat Glenn at this point. Uh, I think Mahershala still got competition with Richard E. Grant. They just gave him the award 2 years ago. I mean, he's fantastic in Green Book. I think he did it's a more present performance and a more emotional, range performance than the subdued performance he gave in Moonlight. So he can definitely still win for this, but his win was very recent, so that might be one where they kind of say, well, we just gave it to you, let's give it to somebody else. And Richard E. Grant, I think, is the next most likely choice there. BAFTA is going to determine Regina King's fate if she gets nominated there. She gave a great speech tonight, but then again, Sylvester did a few years ago. That didn't help him. So if she gets nominated at BAFTA, then I think it might be game over. She can still lose BAFTA, like she's going to lose SAG. She's not nominated there. She has to win Critics' Choice, though. If she can win Critics' Choice in this and give, have a good presence there and everything, then yeah, that'll definitely help. And it also does not help that Beale Street is not up for PGA either, unfortunately, in her case. But I don't think that necessarily affects her chances in the race. It's like I, Tonya wasn't up for Best Picture last year, but Allison Janney still won. And by the way, that was a great pairing I saw tonight for the presenters and stuff. Her and Sam Rockwell together. I mean, have they done anything together? Oh yeah, they did I don't think they were on screen together, but the Way Way Back. Oh, that's a great movie. I need to rewatch that one again. Otherwise, I can't think if they've done anything. They should do something together. That's awesome. They could be a total dysfunctional married couple, past 50 and all that, and that would be an amazing movie. I'll write that. That'd be great. Who else did I like up there tonight? Ben Stiller with Jamie Lee Curtis was great. A little rushed, I think, in some cases, but I love that. Ben Stiller's thanking Jamie Lee and like, wow, what have you been up to? He's like, oh, nothing. That was great. And I forgot, yeah, he had directed Dannemora miniseries, which got the win tonight for Patricia Arquette for that. So yeah. Who else did I like tonight? I mentioned, I wasn't a big fan of Sandra Oh and Andy Samberg hosting. Unfortunately, a lot of their stuff fell flat for me. But anyways, that's just me. Uh, I forgot the rest. A lot of them were out there solo, but she always does a great job. Uh, Paul Thomas Anderson's wife. God, I'm forgetting her name. I'm sorry. Oh shoot, I can't remember it, but she got paired up last year, I think, with Tiffany Haddish, and they did a great job at the Oscars. Her name almost came to me. I was gonna say no, that's not it. I was gonna say Vera Farmiga, but that's not even close. Uh, God, okay, it'll come to me. But she was great with Kristen Bell. Uh, for I think they did a couple of the TV awards. Yeah, or no, they did screenplay and they did something else. Yeah, yeah, they were good, but yeah. Yeah, so overall, it did run a little long too. It was right at 3.5 hours, or a little bit under, a little bit over. Uh, yeah, we'll have to see where the race goes from here. But overall, yeah, the Globes are done now. We don't have to worry about them for about another 340 days or so, something like that. Um, yeah. So does this mean Bohemian pulls ahead for picture? I don't think so. I think there's too many potholes for that movie to go through to win Best Picture at this rate. I don't. And isn't it funny that a couple months ago, when they announced that Bohemian and A Star Is Born were coming over to the drama race, we said that's a suicide move. We said, especially for Bohemian. God, whoever, if anybody disagreed with me there, you can gloat all you want. I was dead, dead, dead wrong. Oh man. And yeah, I thought definitely A Star Is Born being over in the drama race, I thought hurt it a little bit. And I think, yeah, if Lady Gaga had been in that comedy race for actress, I think she could have pulled ahead of Olivia easily. Excuse me. And I think Bradley Cooper, I think, maybe could have pulled that win over Christian Bale, potentially. Rami, if he had been, it'd be weird, yeah, if they stuck Stars Born in the comedy race and kept Bohemian in drama, then yeah, I think that could have easily won for actor, and I think, yeah, obviously would have still won for drama. But yeah. Anyways, but that's funny how life works that way. All right, that's all I got for tonight. I'm gonna rest up. Hopefully, as the week progresses, I'll get a little health wise. I'll get a little better here. It always happens this time of year. There's always at least one point where I get sick. So at least it was a little earlier this year. I think last year I got sick like almost right as the Oscar nominations were coming out. So I've got another couple weeks to get ready for that. So all right, that's gonna wrap it up for the Globes today. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see how I am on Wednesday. I'll see if I can get a live BAFTA reactions up. If not, I will come on camera just as soon as I can, as soon as they're out in the morning or in the afternoon, whenever I can do it, and I'll let you guys know where we stand from there.